Well, hello, good morning, and welcome to a live edition of Recliner Wrestling Review. Yeah. Well, good morning, John. How's it going?
Good morning. It is.
This is a sudden burst of energy for me as soon as I hit the live button. It's weird. I haven't yet had enough coffee. I'm still on my first cup. Speaking of cup, shout out to Ryan Meyer for the awesome cup. It's kind of hard to see right now because I've been drinking. But
Oh my!
And it changes colors when you put hot coffee in it. And it's awesome. It's my new favorite cup. So thank you very much.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it.
Inside of it has got the power of the Undertaker. Who knew that the power all along was coffee from Classic Rock Coffee?
You know you made it when you had a coffee mug.
Right. Well, the poor guy never got any merch, so.
He had the foam urn.
He didn't get any royalties from that.
I knew you were going to say that.
Nope. Not a dime. Not a dime. So, so John, how's it going? How are you feeling about today's Elimination Chamber?
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah. So let's flip the script a little bit. Normally what we do is we do some episodes that are kind of pre-recorded that we go back and look at past shows, whether it's pay-per-views or just TV shows, Raw, SmackDown, etc. All kinds of different things, and we review those, and we talk about at the end, like, how would we redo it? Would we give it the pay-per-view or whatever, and overall a thumbs up, a thumbs down in the middle? So let me ask you this: going in blind, do you think that you're going to give a thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs in the middle to tonight's Elimination Chamber?
I think it's going to be middle down.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not excited for it. They haven't sold me on it, really. There's not a lot of matches on the show. I'm hoping it gets me more excited for WrestleMania. That's kind of my take on it. I'm really looking at this as just to build it up, where I was really excited for Rumble, and I thought that was fun. This one, I'm going to give it a chance, but we'll see how it goes. How are you feeling about it? Since you were looking forward to it all week and everything.
Oh yeah. This was jumping right off my calendar for me. I got to tell you, I'm not feeling good about it. I'm just going to be honest. Yeah. I think they're going to mess up a potentially good thing. WWE, don't say so.
Yeah, I think the men's WWE or the men's chamber match is going to be really good for the SmackDown side.
Okay.
And yeah. That's kind of how I'm feeling. I'm surprised the women didn't really get a match this year.
I know, right? Yeah. Especially since they've kind of safeguarded the chamber. So
yeah.
And that's a whole topic of discussion too. So I guess before we get in on the Elimination Chamber, first of all, for those of you watching, be sure to subscribe to our channel if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, like our Facebook page if you haven't already, so that you can get feature stuff when we just sporadically go live. And by sporadically, I mean like whenever there's a big pay-per-view and it jumps off our calendar. So we will go ahead and kind of reminisce real quick about the last live video that we did, which was the Royal Rumble, and we'll talk about our predictions and who ended up having the better or more accurate predictions. So for that, we'll just start at the top here and go down the card and kind of fast order.
Rapid fire.
So we had Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler versus Asuka and Charlotte for the women's tag team championships. And John, you predicted the correct winner, which was Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler.
What about you?
I did not. I was hoping that anybody but Nia Jax would win. So, and then we had Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg. You and I both correctly guessed that it would be McIntyre. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Then we had
that was an easy one.
It was totally kind of a gimme. And we had Sasha versus Carmella, and John guessed Sasha. I went with Carmella because I just kind of threw a Hail Mary thinking that they would do something different. So Sasha won that one, which gives John, let's see here, 3 points so far. And then for the women's Rumble match, we both picked, what's funny is before we went live last time, you and I were talking on camera before we hit go live, and one of the names that I mentioned was Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, let's just wait and we'll talk about it. And then during the show, I never actually brought that back up again. So I was it happened, I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
I was happy she won. I just didn't think they'd pull the trigger on her because their past history of dropping the ball.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, I actually went with Shayna, and you went with Rhea Ripley. So no points given on that one. You and I both did pick Roman Reigns in the Reigns versus Owens match.
Yeah. Another easy one.
Paul Heyman. What even happened, bro? And then for the Men's Royal Rumble, we both had picked the same person to win, which was Daniel Bryan, and it turned out to be Edge, a returning Edge. So not mad at that.
Yeah, and I thought for sure they were going Edge and Randy. So like Edge wasn't even on my radar. Like I was like, I mean, he'll have a good showing, he'll have a good return, but I didn't think he'd win. So that was exciting to see Edge take it and go from what was he, the one spot?
Yes.
I think he was. Yeah. So going from the one spot to win it, I thought was really cool. That was good to watch.
Those of you that are watching along with us, what did you think of the Rumble? Did you enjoy it, or were you meh on it? John, where are you at on Edge as far as a return in general? I see so much online hate all of a sudden for Edge, and I know it comes with the territory with any kind of returning superstar that's taken time away from the young people. But I don't know, man. For me, for some reason, I feel it's different with Edge.
I don't blame the young people, but WWE's not making stars, and Edge is a star, and it's great to have him back, and I love it. Having that star power they need desperately, and I think it's a breath of fresh air. Even though he's, we've known him for 20 years, but he's been gone for the last almost 10, and I'm digging it. I like him back.
Yeah, I do too. I really do. I think he has more to offer than, say, like a returning Goldberg or somebody like that had a limited moveset, etc., limited abilities to begin with 20 years ago. So.
Yeah. But yeah, him being back, I think, is a good thing. It gives fresh matchups for a lot of people, and I think it's going to give us a new main event for Mania. So,
yeah,
has to.
So let's jump into the Elimination Chamber. So
tonight, yes,
coming up tonight, exactly. So I have no idea what order things are going to happen in. So we're just going to go for it. Let me zoom in on us, and then I will. Well, good morning. So let's say up first, the women's tag match: Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Again, I'm just going to go out there. Well, golly, man, it's like what I want to happen and versus what I think WWE will do, which is always kind of the argument.
I think it could go either way, but I'm going to go Nia and Shayna retain.
Yeah. I'm going to go against the grain here. I'm going to go Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, and I think the reason for that is I can really see them boasting about Bianca Belair being a double champion at Mania, that kind of thing.
Champion versus champion kind of thing.
Right, and Asuka has been a double champion before, but not at WrestleMania. So
yeah. Their match last night, they did a little 6-man and they won. So seeing as that they won going into the
that's always a WWE-ism.
The go home show makes me think they're losing. So that's why I went Nia Shayna.
Yeah, and again, to put this out there, I haven't watched any of it, so I'm going in as blind as a bat. So yeah, there's that. Let me go over here to the comments. Somebody's commenting. John Otto, my stepbrother. What up, brother? Who do you think's gonna win? He doesn't. He probably doesn't even watch. He might. I don't know. So let's go to our next match. Again, I'm just totally freestyling this. I have no idea what order things are going to happen in. So we'll go with the WWE United States Championship triple threat match. Bobby Lashley, who's the champion, versus Matt Riddle versus Keith Lee.
Before you make your pick, they're talking like Keith Lee might not be there. So
Oh, really?
they were trying to sell on Monday that his injuries might keep him away.
Is he pregnant too?
I think it was a COVID positive test.
Oh.
So I don't know if he's over that yet. I think he just got engaged also. So, I mean, he's got a lot going on.
Right.
So I don't know if that sways you at all.
No.
Who you got?
Well, Matt Riddle, of course. I think that's who could use a belt right now. That's who I wanted to win whatever match he was in the Rumble. And I'm a huge Matt Riddle fan. So plus, I don't watch, but I do read a little bit every now and then on updates and stuff. And I know that there's questionably a injury with MVP. So it makes me question what they're going to do with that stable, which makes me think that they're going to strip Bobby Lashley of the title and pass it to somebody else.
Okay.
How about you, John Reese?
I'm going to go against you just to be that guy. And I'm going to go Bobby. I think Bobby's going to keep it. I would like to see Riddle. I'd like to see him get a big win, but I hope it's next month at Mania.
There you go.
So that's where I'm at, and I'll stick with Lashley. Lock it in.
Yeah, I do like the idea of him finally winning something at Mania. But man, he needs to hurry up and win something big.
Yeah.
And
I also kind of want to see him go for the main event, and not be in the mid card with the US, but
yes,
whatever, or the Intercon, whatever it is.
Yep. Let's. Do you want to jump to the number one Elimination Chamber match? The number one contender. Okay, so we've got in that one, of course, the winner goes on to later face Roman Reigns. Do I have that right?
Yep, same night, 2-night also. So we get 2 matches out of that.
Okay, so the winner between Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, King Corbin, Sami Zayn, Daniel Bryan, and Cesaro. This is going to be an interesting match. There's some that I feel like are in here, and I'm like, yeah, there's no chance they're putting him over.
Yeah, this is the match I'm most excited for tonight, just because I think they're going to deliver. I think it's going to be awesome.
I will agree with that. And I'm still. I thought I kind of put some thought into my predictions before we went live today, but I'm as of this moment, I'm still back and forth on 2. So I guess because of that, I'll go first so that you don't sway me. And so that it's officially official since, it's on camera. Because I really want Cesaro to win because, man, give that guy the push that he's deserved for the past decade. But it's WWE. I just don't think they will. So I'm going to go back to my Royal Rumble prediction, and I'm going to say Daniel Bryan. I would like to see Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns.
Oh, interesting choice on spelling Bryan's name, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I totally botched that. Put me on, Matthew. Come on, do it. Do it. You know you want
to. Okay, so Kevin has been beat by Roman, I don't know, a couple times now. I don't think it's going to be Corbin. I don't think it's going to be Sammy. Bryan, I think that's a SummerSlam match. I think they're going to save Bryan for later. And I think Jay would be really interesting to see him get the win. But I am, going to Claudio, Cesaro. I'm taking Cesaro for the win.
Nice. I like that we're on the same page with that, though.
Yeah, no, I think Cesaro's got it. I think it's his time. I'm pretty sure he just signed a new contract, and they've been giving him a little push ski the last couple weeks. So
yeah, and did you notice on the dirt sheets, brother? I'm assuming he was on a podcast or something, but he was asked about why WWE hasn't pushed him, and his response was the generic, well, a lot of people that ended up with the championship had been in the company for 10 years before they did, and they named off several people, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, he's not wrong, but
I mean, we got Kofi Mania, a year or 2 ago?
Right. Yeah.
So
fair enough.
I think Cesaro, and then Cesaro versus Roman. I think it's going to be Roman, and For your second match, who do you think Roman's going to take it, or you think Bryan's going to get it?
Yeah, right. So, man, I put myself in a predicament now.
Yeah, because I don't see them.
They're not going to go back to.
I don't see him taking it off Roman, but I don't think they're going to have Roman beat Bryan. I think they're going to save that, so that's why I went Cesaro.
Gotcha.
This is why it's good. I went first.
So for me, it's I just don't know if they're going to go back to Bryan on the tippy top where he was with the whole yes movement thing, and I think that's going to be kind of what it takes for him to win a championship. And I just don't think he's got that momentum. So, golly, am I actually saying this? All right, well, I am. I'm going to say that Roman Reigns is going to win.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're the same. Roman's leaving Chamber champion. We both think it.
Okay, yeah.
Doesn't matter who's leaving the chamber, winning the Chamber match. Roman's going to win.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So hopefully the writing staff is watching this little podcast and gives us all the points. So changing things up a little bit, let's go to the Raw Women's Championship match. Asuka versus to be announced.
Yeah. The story they're telling here is Lacey Evans announced on Raw she's pregnant, so she's not going to be in the match, and they sidestepped, and they're doing the mystery opponent.
I wonder if it's going to be a boy or a girl or a hand.
Do you think it's Mae Young's kid?
Distant relatives. No. It'll wear a glove. Come on, it'll be great. Okay, writers, don't watch us right now. Is where you cut the feed.
Vince would love it.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's great, pal.
Yeah. I'm gonna play it safe, and I'm gonna say it is Charlotte, and Charlotte's going to win.
Oh.
You picked a hand.
I did not officially think of it. She's a good hand.
Hey, I mean, that's a bold prediction, Jared. But yeah. Good luck. Watch out for that choke slam.
All right.
And you had theories on this. Who do you think it is? Who's the mystery?
Well, I actually didn't have theories so much. Golly.
And if it's somebody like
here's my red hair and my Hail Mary for this. Go ahead.
I was gonna say if it's anyone else, I think it's going to be Asuka win. But I think if it's Charlotte, they're going to put the belt on Charlotte to lead to Charlotte Lacey at Mania. That's, the safe bet in my head.
I'm going to go as crazy as I can get. I'm going to say that one of the finalists in the Royal Rumble, Rhea Ripley, is going to be who Asuka goes against.
Oh, I like that.
And I've actually got now then, who do I want to win?
Where are they going next month?
Right, and that's the thing. Like, if Rhea's in this match, I think I'm going to go on record and say that I want Asuka to win, Ripley to do the job and get upset and demand a Mania match, and that's where Rhea goes over. It's the Matt Riddle thing for Rhea.
Yeah, I think Rhea will go heel.
Oh, I hope. Yeah.
I'd be okay with that for sure. So, a lot of ways they can go with this. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. And then we've got our final one is the main Elimination Chamber for the WWE Championship. This one we've got Drew McIntyre, who's the champion, versus Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, Kofi Kingston, and Sheamus.
Well, that's not how you spell McIntyre.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. You think so?
Oh no, he's got a
He's
Y.
got a Y.
WWE it. Yeah.
Y. Yeah. Let's see. I don't think it's going to be Randy or Jeff. And I feel like it's going to be Sheamus or Drew. Thanks, Jared. Sorry.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be Kofi. I don't think it's going to be AJ. I think it's going to come down to Drew or Sheamus. I would like to see Sheamus get it and carry it so Drew's chasing and can win at Mania. But just hot shot it on Sheamus for a month. Is that worth it? I don't know. Sheamus is last. They've already announced that. The last pod to open. Drew or Sheamus. WWE makes me think they're going to let Drew keep it. Since I have Charlotte winning the title off Asuka, let's go with it. Sheamus for the win.
All right.
But I think it's Drew or Sheamus. I don't think the other ones are going to get it. But
what's really funny is of all those, the two that I wanted was Drew and Sheamus.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. I have this gut feeling that there's going to be and I know that in the Rumble match, there's always these little nods to things in the past, Easter eggs, if you will. And if you notice, there was one between The Bar, Sheamus, and Cesaro. And I feel like that's going to be a Mania match. So I don't think that Sheamus is going to go over, even though that's one of my two picks. I think it'll be Drew and Sheamus as the last two. But I think that Drew will retain on this.
Okay. Who do you have going against Drew at Mania?
Well, we'll have to save that for a Mania.
I feel like they're going Drew and Sheamus at Mania. I don't know.
Think so?
Yeah, and I think Randy and
to put an Irishman versus a Scotsman.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, that would be. Can you imagine that if they were doing Mania over in, I don't know, London or something? That'd be insane. That would be insane. But they're not. You know why? Because it's WWE. Let me just throw that shade.
Woo! Yeah, I don't know. So who do you have? You have Drew retaining.
I do. Yep.
I think that's a safe pick. Yeah.
Well, after last month, I'm all for the safe picks. I need all the points. So.
All right.
Yeah. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel if you haven't yet. We just posted last week. We did. What did we record, John?
It got posted on Wednesday.
Yeah, it sure did.
They drop on Wednesdays. I know that.
Oh
and I know it's reclinerwrestling@gmail.com if you want to send Jared any questions.
It's reclinerwrestlingreview@gmail.com. Holy cow. Yeah, let me load up the old YouTube here.
Let me check the studio.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so your video.
SummerSlam?
No. It'd be great if this computer would load. It'd make me look less foolish.
You don't remember either?
Nah. Are you kidding? They all run together. Between this and my other show, No Way Out 2002.
Oh yeah.
That's what we did.
NWO.
And of course it was, and I stated this in the video, but it was under odd circumstances with all the snow and ice and stuff that we got. I wasn't able to make it to the studio. John wasn't able to make it to his studio. And so we had to make it work. So apologize in advance for the questionable video and audio, but it is good content. It was a good pay-per-view, and I was glad that we were able to review it. So yeah, and we've done stuff in the past. And spoiler alert, we are going to record this week Super Brawl 3, and that'll be out next Wednesday. And that was our first request from a fan. And I think he was, I want to say from Michigan or Ohio. I have to look. So if
Wednesday, March 3rd, right? That'll drop then.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. If that's what your calendar says.
Yeah.
I looked for a calendar and it's not there.
It
So
won't be this week's, it'll be next week's. But yeah, we'll record it this week.
right. Yes, exactly. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah. So anyway, so if you guys that are watching have anything that you would like us to review, any favorite pay-per-view or favorite episode of Raw or SmackDown or NXT or anything wrestling related, if you want us to do a top 10 list or anything at all, just go ahead and type it in the comments or send us an email, send us a message. Let us know because we'll do it. So, but I think, John, unless you've got anything else,
Enjoy the chamber.
enjoy it as best you can.
We don't have high hopes, but
yeah. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this quick little live feed of Recliner Wrestling Review. I, again, am Jared here with John, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Take care.
see ya.